our reality, both physical and spiritual or astral, is composed of multiple levels of consciousness and intelligence. In this physical, material reality, in this world, this thing we call the world, there are two kinds of human here on this planet. One is the souled human. The other one is the soulless human. The soulless human are the artificial ones. They are the synthetic ones. They are the inorganic ones. They are called organic portals. What is a portal? A portal is a doorway. A portal is a conduit. Portal of what? They are called portal because there are other multidimensional, interdimensional reality that are not allowed to be in our physical world. There are entities or creatures who are advanced in consciousness, in technology, but they are not allowed to be in our physical reality. Their composition are not is not comfortable for them to be in the physical manifestation. So how do they operate within this physical third dimensional reality? They use the inorganic ones, they use the artificial ones, they use the synthetic ones, the soulless ones, and the soulless ones run most of the things around the world. Most of the things you called highly advanced, highly successful people in politics, world leaders, and all some of these things are in the categories of the soulless entities or the soulless creatures. And they are doorways through which interdimensional astral planes manifest their plan or their agenda of conquest, their agenda of enslavement, their agenda of domination and deceit on the physical um, material reality. And the very purpose for the existence of the soulless ones or the inorganic ones is to distract those humans that carry soul imprint or that carry the light in them. The purpose of their existence is to distract them, to disorganize them, to traumatize them. Trauma is the language I was looking for, is to traumatize these souled humans in order to generate energy for these astral vampires who are interdimensional creatures to feed off of these souled humans. So everybody is not everybody. In the New Testament, I think the Gospel of St. Matthew, we see that Jesus spoke about the parable of the wheat and the tares. This parable deals with the two kinds of quote unquote humans on this planet. They're all existing. They look like you, they talk like you, they have two legs, they go to school, they do everything you do, and they look like you. And that is where deception lies. But in essence, they are organic particles. If you are close to one, if you live with one, if one is ruling you, the main purpose is to distract your soul. That's it. There's no other goal. To distract your soul and to traumatize you and to make you be a food to the archons, to the demiurge, to the other entities that you cannot see. That is the purpose of the soulless one existing side by side here with souled ones. Remember when in the parable of Jesus, the servants come back and told the master, we saw or we noticed that you planted good seed, the wheat, in your farm, but we found that in the night the enemy came and planted tares and they are growing together, right? They look alike. If you can put in your search engine the tar and the wheat, they look exactly the same that you cannot distinguish them. So that was the meaning of the parable that Jesus attempted to describe. Remember, Jesus also spoke in the esoteric concept. He spoke metaphorically in most of his teachings. And many scholars will tell you that Jesus was part of the mystery school called a sin, that some of these unknown years of Jesus, he was being formed, he was being educated, he was being cultivated within the mystery school called a sin, right? That is another topic for another day. So today we are going to analyze the concept we found in the book of the Psalms, Psalm 23, walking through the valley of the shadow of death. This is highly coded concept. I know a lot of people think they understand what this means, but we are going to throw more light into this very concept. What does it mean to walk through the valley of the shadow of death? Where is the valley? Who are the shadows? What is death? What does it mean? This concept is not only found in the Hebrew Bible or in the Torah, right? Is on the Christian Bible, right? It's not only found in these two major religions, or there are other ancient texts and scriptures that spoke about the same concept, just in slightly different ways. So, what does it mean to walk through the valley of the shadow of death? It means the condition of soul in matter. I'm going to say it again. The valley of the shadow of death is describing the condition of soul in matter. What does it mean? If you are a soul being, if you are not one of these soulless ones who are living side by side on this planet, if you're not the inorganic one, if you're not the organic portal, right? If you are a soul being who has taken an incarnation in the physical realm, it means that there was a time you existed in your primordial stage, in your angelic form. You were not composed of matter. You were not made of the material manifestation. You did not have flesh. You did not have bones. And how did bones and flesh come about? How come a soul is living in the beast, in the belly of the beast, not just in the physical, condensed, congealed, three-dimensional reality, but also the soul is also living inside the physical body, right? How come the soul is living inside the physical body? This is called a shadow. This physical reality, as I said, is the valley of the shadow of death because it is a prison. This world is so much love, you want to have fun, you want to enjoy, is a prison. And this is what a lot of people don't want to accept. It's difficult for people to accept it because, they say, quote unquote, life is sweet, but this is hell. This is a prison. This is a prison. When we read the Bible, not just the Bible, but also other ancient scriptures like the Popol Vuh, which is the sacred text of one of the ancient people in North America. If you read the Dravidian texts, if you read the Sanskrit, the Indian Sanskrit, if you read the Sumerian texts, if you read the Egyptian text, and these other ancient societies, including the Hebrew, of course, Torah, they all spoke about the creation of man by God, or rather the gods, because in the Bible, when they say Elohim created um, the word is not just talking of God, it's talking of the gods, a group of entities who decided to create man. And they say this group of Elohims or the group of creatures or the Anunnakis created man from what? From the dust of the earth. What does dust mean? What does it mean? We're talking of the stardust because our body is composed of what? Carbon 12 element. Carbon 12 element is a material that came from the star. When a star dies, you see that this matter is dispersed all over the place. It is through this carbon 12 element that these creatures use to formulate the material physical body. The material physical body is the beast, is the 666, 6 proton, 6 electron, and 6 neutron. That is the physical beast. And they designed the physical beast as the house for the soul. Not just a house, but it's a prison for the soul. So once you chose to incarnate in the physical material world, you are coming to the realm of darkness. You are coming into dense matter. Your soul is trapped. It's like a mighty eagle who is the king of the air being trapped in an ocean of stinky glue. So he's trying to free himself, flapping his wings and trying to escape, but it's difficult to escape. That is the condition of soul, not just in the physical, dense, carbon based 666 beast physical body, but also in the physical material world. And how did the physical material world came to be? The things you see, the mountains, the sand, the rocks, how did it come to be? It came as a result of the reformatting of um, this aspect of reality by the fallen angels. They slowed down vibration to be able to manifest what you call physical density. Because in our primordial state, we did not exist as matter. We did not exist as physical forms. We're light beings. Light beings are not, we might be maybe humanoid because some entities in the other dimensions might be humanoids, not necessarily human. They might compose like the shape of, they might be humanoid, but not necessarily human. And there are other beings who are in multiple shapes and dimensions who are not just in physical, like what you call humanoid. I'm not talking of physicality, right? So these creatures, right? These fallen angels, the Demiurge and his occultic forces, all these legions of fallen angels decided to reformat part of the original creator's program. They reformatted it and inserted a virus within um, the physical reality by slowing down light. So when light slows down, when pure light slows down, it condenses into what we call the material physical plane. Because on a quantum realm, and every quantum physicist will tell you that nothing is concrete. Everything vibrates on a quantum realm, right? Everything vibrates. And because atom is 99% empty, it means that what you see or what you perceive as physical density is not actually physical density, but a manipulated perception. I'm going to say it again. What you see as a physical density, as a physical reality, is because of a manipulated perception. The beings, the shadows who govern the valley, right? Once you incarnate in the physical realm, these shadow beings put you into perpetual sleep, that you forget who you are, you forget your soul consciousness, you forget what you used to be, and your consciousness is trapped within the three-dimensional cognition. And that's what we have been saying here. Our agenda is to try to free our conscious, to raise our vibration, and then try to free our consciousness beyond the three-dimensional concept or conceptualization of reality, right? We have to raise our vibration, we have to raise our intelligence, because by raising our vibration, we are helping our souls to be free from the valley of the shadow of death. So again, the meaning of the valley of the shadow of death, the valley is the material realm, the material physical realm that we exist. And who are the shadows? The valley is owned by the shadow beings. There's a book called the Book of Shadows. Shadows are fallen angels. You might call him Samael, you might call him Azaziel, you might call him Beelzebub, it might be Phosphorus, Lucifer, um, the archons, the demiurge. All these beings are the shadows who govern this physical plane of existence, and they have virus software running within the physical dimension to provide your consciousness with illusions and being in a perpetual sleep state. Many people you see walking, you think they're walking, they are really asleep. They are sleeping, their consciousness is asleep. They don't get reality. They don't understand reality beyond humanity. Remember, humanity is your enemy, not literally, but you have to transcend humanity if your soul will ascend to a higher dimension. You have to stop thinking as humanity does, because humanity, the program that runs, the software that runs, and the collective consciousness of humanity is a virus. And that virus is what created this hive mind kind of thinking that humanity is used to. So it is not only in the book of Psalm that we see this concept of the shadow of the valley of the shadow of death. When we examine the teachings of the Gnostics, they also alluded to this, right? Humanity is living in the shadow, in the illusion, in the fabricated construct, in the reality, in the three-dimensional reality or program created by the fallen angels or by the Demiurge and his archontic satanic forces. And the Gnostics told us that there are two worlds or two realms of existence. One is the higher eon or the higher realm of pure light, of pure consciousness, the realm of the good, right? The realm of the prime creator, of the prime cause, of the first cause, right? And then we have the fallen realm, which is a reformatted realm that has been cast out, that has been boycotted, right, from the higher eon. Why is it boycotted? Because when these beings rebelled against the prime creator, it's like a virus program has entered into their mind, and the prime creator could not accommodate virus in the realm of pure light beings, right? So they were cast out. The devil was cast out to the planet, to this realm, and then they begin to slow down vibration to manifest what you call density, where they will trap soul consciousness, right? They trap soul consciousness here and recycle people in a perpetual cycle of reincarnation. Most of you, most of us have been here for thousands of years, but you don't remember that. You're born again and you die, and then you're born somewhere else and you die over and over and over and over and over. These archontic forces, these demonic forces, these angelic beings, fallen, negative, bad angels, the leaders of the great rebellion, right? The deceivers, right? They are the ones who run, they are the shadows being talked about in the valley of the shadow of death. The valley is matter. That's the valley. That's where your soul is. That's where you have fallen. That's where you're struggling. That's where you come, that is where you come in and your soul consciousness, the memory of the soul is dimmed, is erased, is wiped. So you don't remember who you are. And it is not just the Gnostics who talked about it. What of Plato? Plato talked about this as well, that man or soul is living in the realm of shadow. And that is what the theory that Plato proposed called the theory of forms or the theory of idea. That is all it is all about. He described a condition of people in prison, right, in a cave. The cave is the physical material manifestation. And that is what people who call themselves intellectuals, the left brain intellectuals, don't want to deal with the esoteric aspect of Plato's writing. Plato was not just a philosopher in the way we understand philosopher, in philosophy. Plato, like, for example, what do you call him? This Pythagoras, right, was an initiate into the ancient mystery school. So Plato had access to knowledge that ordinary people did not have access to. He was in the known. And he told you, Plato studied in Egypt, what the Europeans call today the ancient Egyptian mystery school, right? Plato was an initiate. So he was in the occult, he was in the known. And when he's talking, he's not just philosophizing, he's telling you about reality. Plato said, just like the Gnostics, there are two words, the world of ideas, the transcendental world of ideas. This world of ideas is what the Gnostics describe as the higher eon or the upper eon of pure light. And Plato also talked about the lower realm of matter. It used the word cave. Cave is a prison. And Plato told you straightforward in allegory. In allegory. Jesus spoke in allegory. And most of this ancient deep knowledge spoke allegorically because it's not meant for everybody. Plato talks about people who have been caged and chained in cave forever is talking of soul. Soul have been trapped into the valley of the shadow of death, into the cave, into the material realm that is forgotten who it is. And it is assuming that the shadows around him is real. And that is what the demiurge does. The demiurge traps soul. The demiurge is the fallen angel or Satan or Lucifer. It traps soul consciousness into matter and it fits you in with dreams. So even though you think you're awake, you're walking around, but you're actually in a dream state. Everything you wake up every day, you think you go to school, you go to work, you are in a dream state. It's when you leave this material body that you really wake up. And some people have the privilege of their consciousness waking up while they were still asleep, quote unquote asleep, right? So the point is for you to go beyond the three-dimensional cognition and to wake up from this dense material entrapment. So many people in the ancient world, the Egyptians talked about it, the condition of soul in matter, that is the valley of the shadow of death. What about the Catholic creed? The Catholic creed is like a kind of a synopsis of the reflection of faith of the Catholics. If you look at that creed very well and understand that the church fathers who composed that creed, especially during the Nicene Council in 325 AD, the church fathers were deep in esoteric knowledge. And again, they coded this concept of a soul being trapped in matter into the Catholic creed. When they recite, he was born of the Virgin Mary and suffered under Pontius Pilate. What does it mean? In Greek, Pontius Pilato, it means dense matter. Read a book by Ivan Boyd Kuhn called "Who Is This King of Glory?" He alluded to this as well in that very book. That book is very good for anyone who is a question for knowledge. So again, the Catholic Creed talks about the soul being trapped in matter in that very line when they recite, when they say, um, born of the Virgin Mary. Virgin Mary is the material world. It is regarded as the mother. Remember, 99%, maybe 97, 96% of the entire physical of the entire reality, the entire cosmos is described as dark matter, dark energy. Is also used. They also use concept like the mother, you born of the Virgin Mary, the water. So in ancient time, all ancient thinkers and philosophers describe this concept of the Virgin Mary as they used other concepts like the primordial water, um, the primordial wave, something like that. So this concept of walking toward the shadow, through the shadow of the dead has always been there in all ancient time. They are telling us something which we are not decoding, we're not getting it because our intellect, our consciousness is trapped in the three-dimensional cognition. And we have to leave that three-dimensional cognition to grasp reality as it is. So when the Catholics recite, born of the Virgin Mary, suffered under Pontius Pilate, he's talking of a soul born of matter. You are created of matter. You are created of the 666, right? The carbon-based matter found in the universe, found in the stardust. You know, you're born of this matter. Matter, Mary, of course, Mary means matter, right? You're born of this matter, right? And your soul consciousness is suffering under Pontius Pilatus. Pontius Pilate is a dense matter. You are trapped within this density, and your soul has lost the memory. It's like you are traveling somewhere in the universe of darkness and you have like a beacon of maybe GPS or navigational system, and you lost the navigational system and you don't know where you are. You don't know where you are. And because you don't know where you are, there are other intelligences and life forms who are stepping in to deceive you, to use you, to imprison you. Why do they need to imprison you? They need to imprison you because you carry soul imprint. Remember, I'm talking about people who are souled ones, the souled beings. I'm not talking of the organic portals, because organic portals they don't have the capacity for transcendental existence. And that is why they do all kinds of heinous evil you can name without their conscience being in pain, because they don't have one. They don't have one. We've been taught that everybody is everybody. No, everybody is not everybody. Not everything that has legs, that goes to school, that becomes a president or world leader is as human or souled human. And once you understand this, you understand the true meaning of existence. And because you are in the valley of the shadow of death, the shadows, they are called shadows because they live in the shadow. They live in the multi-dimensional planes. They are hiding from these beings, or if you some people call them aliens today, but these are demonic entities. These are beings who came from different star systems. They are more advanced than this carbon-based material human entity trapped in the physical body. These beings are advanced, right? They're advanced, and because they're advanced, they cannot be in the physical reality. So they use their agents. Their agents are the organic portals. They could be your pastor, they could be your priest, they could be your president. You think everybody is everybody because your third eye has been closed from reality. And that is why, whether it is in the book of Psalm, walking through the valley of the shadow of death, they are trying to communicate something to you that humanity don't get. Whether it is Plato using allegorical fable, allegory, to communicate this message about two worlds in existence and about you, us, human, souled human, living in the cave, and assuming that the dreams, that the illusions, that the phantasmagoric deceptions or illusions around you are real because you forgot who you are. Plato, at the end of that, at the end of his allegory, say that one of the souls or one of the people managed to free himself from the prison, and for the first time he left the cave. And when he left the cave and he saw reality for the first time as it is, and then he went back to the prison, tried to wake the other people up, told them that where you are is a prison, that the things you are seeing as reality is illusion. He said they tried to kill him. The same thing if you have actually woken up and you try to talk to somebody who is deeply asleep, they look at you like you don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't make sense to them. Like it doesn't make sense. How can you say that I'm asleep? No, I'm awake. No, a lot of people are asleep, right? So if you really try to teach people that they are in a state of their consciousness is sleep, some might try to kill you as that fellow who freed himself from the chain of matter, right? And left the cave or the prison or the dense matter and came back trying to free the other people. They saw him as an enemy, right? Because they are in chains, but they are not aware that they are in chains. So that is the very meaning of walking through the shadow of death. You know, once you are here in the physical world, you are in a program, in a computer software reformatted by the Demiurge. Plato also in his book called the Timaeus. The book is called Timaeus. Plato spoke about the Demiurge. The Demiurge, the architect, the creator of this material plane. Plato is an esoteric initiate. Plato is an esoteric initiate, and he knows what he's talking about. He talked about the Demiurge being the craftsman, the creator of the material plane. The same concept that later, thousands of years, the Gnostics begin to teach as well. And we found all over the Jewish Torah, all over what they call the Christian Bible and other sacred scriptures. They're all saying one thing. We are in prison, folks. A soul, if you have a soul, if you don't have a soul, it might not make any sense to you. If you have a soul, we are in a dense material prison. And the purpose of existence is for us to free ourselves and return to the realm of pure light, where we are not going to be dense anymore. We're not going to wear the carbon-based, DNA-based 666 material body, the beast. This is the belly of the beast, and you have to free yourself from the belly of the beast. Jonah is in the belly of the beast. That's what it means. The dense material, cosmic material prison that is soul incarnated. And why did you incarnate here? We've forgotten that, but our soul rebelled as well. We followed the rebellious one. Those ancient rebellious ones, we followed them. They tricked us to experience physicality. And we are experiencing physicality. And because the prime creator created a program of free will, unlike the software run by the Demiurge or the Archons that is more of enslaving, lack of free will, the original creator created free will. So he allowed us to go and experiment. And when we came here, boom, we're trapped in a prison. They kept us here as a prison to be a food source to this extra interdimensional reality. This is the primordial wave, and I am the enwisdomizer. To enwisdomize is to make wiser, to make smarter, to elevate our consciousness beyond the three-dimensional program. And the 3D program is where a lot of people are trapped. Your mama, your daddy, your brothers, your sisters, your uncles, your nephews, um, um, your schoolmates, your classmates, your co-workers, your pastors, your popes, your imam, your bishop. Many people around the world are trapped within the program run by the Archon in the dense material realm. Is a program, is a virus. Remember, there's a virus running within this program. That virus conquers our consciousness. And when you listen to, like, Carl Jung was a Swiss psychologist from Switzerland years back, who a lot of people quote him today as proposing this theory of collective consciousness or collective unconsciousness. But I tell people that this so-called collective unconsciousness is nothing but the Akashic record. And that Akashic record is a place where the Demiurge keeps soul memories. That's it. That's it. The collective conscious or the collective unconscious or the Akashic record is where the Demiurge and his archons keep soul memories, because once you think a thought in your mind, that thought lasts forever. The ideas in your mind, the thought form in your mind is not destroyed. As the scientists will say that energy is not created or destroyed. So once there's a thought in your mind, exists forever. And before you reincarnate here, the Demiurge wiped away. They remove your memory and place them in the Akashic record, right? So Akashic record is not really good stuff. It's another program running. Another program running, and you see a lot of people talking about the Akashic record like as if it's a good thing. No, it's the Demiurge, it's still the lower dimension. It's still the lower dimension, keeping the program running. So we have to transcend it, we have to destroy it, we have to go beyond all these programs running here. So please do subscribe to my channel. I am the Wisdomizer, and I am out.